fine people out there in YouTube land. This is a Texas special, and in light of recent events with Union Pacific's number 4014, I figured now was the perfect time to dust off my Lionel Lionmaster Union Pacific Big Boy. I put this locomotive up when Union Pacific planned, or announced rather, that they were going to be restoring the 4014 to operation, and dragged it out of Rail Giants Museum in Pomona, California, and it has been on static display on a bookshelf in the house ever since. Now that 4014 is operational, I have taken it off static display, serviced it, lubricated it, oiled it, dusted it off, and put it back into service. This engine, this model measures roughly 30 inches long from the tip of the pilot to the rear striking face of the coupler. It is designed to operate on curvature as tight as 0.31, but with the overhang and the size of this engine, it just does not look good on anything really sharper than 0.48, and that's pushing it. Right now I'm running it on 0.60, and it looks a lot better than 0.31 or 0.36. This engine does have the requisite electronics on board to operate with either conventional AC from a train set transformer or TMCC, Lionel TMCC, or Lionel's Legacy Command Control. I am operating right now with Lionel TMCC hooked up to my MTH DCS system, so I don't have 100% of what this engine is capable of immediately accessible to me, but it's a whole lot more than I would have with just conventional AC. Keep the engine running smooth, up and down gradients or through curves, the engine is equipped with Lionel's Odyssey 2 speed control system. There is an on and off switch underneath this long firebox right here. The engine is also equipped with Legacy rail sound and signal sounds. There's a selector switch back here on the underside of the tender that allows you to select which one you want to operate in. There's also a volume control screw in this area back here underneath the tender between the leading axle of the Centipede truck and the regular 4-axle articulated truck. The engine features a wireless IR tether, which is really awesome because then you don't have to worry about getting the stupid plug into that little tight socket in between the cab and the tender, which is always a pain in the butt. The engine does feature directional lighting. There is a operational headlight on the rear of the tender, as well as operational classification lights, which you can see here, the green lights. The coupler on the rear of the engine is an electrocoupler, so it can be fired from your wireless controller of your TMCC, or in my case DCS, or even Legacy remote. It is not usable in conventional mode. This locomotive has two maintenance-free motors with the momentum flywheels, one for each engine. Now the cool thing about the Big Boy, or any articulated steam engine for that matter, is it is one locomotive with two engines. The smoke unit on this locomotive is a fan-driven smoke unit that is synchronized with the sound system, and Lionel calls that, I believe, Dynachuff or something like that. The locomotive's body, as well as the tender body, the pilot, and trucks are all die-cast metal. You won't find it on the quick highlights of the features of this engine, but if you read the actual owner's manual, these separately applied metal grab irons, hand irons, these are actually antennae for the to receive the wireless commands from the TMCC and legacy systems. This engine is loaded with separately applied metal details. You've got the steam generator up here, back by the cab. You've got the whistles, pop-off valve. You've got the bell. Of course, the hand irons, the grab irons, which I already pointed out. There's separately applied metal detailing on the trucks. All throughout, underneath the walkway up here, this engine is very, very nicely detailed. This right here is one of the coolest features, if not the coolest feature in my opinion, on this engine. It is the builder's plates. Now, Lionel says they are accurate builder's plates. I think I'm gonna have to agree with Lionel. These are accurate builder's plates. The engine features an illuminated cab with a flickering LED in the firebox to simulate, the glow of the fire in the firebox. The windows of the cab have actual glass, and of course, as per standard for even the most basic of Lionel locomotives, there is a fireman and an engineer in the cab. Real quick, we're going to do a demonstration of some of the sound effects this engine has.
4006 here. I'm made up. Can we depart to the main line? Over.
Negative 4006. Hold for my clearance. Over.
Acknowledged. Waiting on a clear signal. 4006 out. UP 4006 here. We're on the move. Over.
Acknowledge 4006. Out. Union Pacific 4006. The lead is clear for your move. Over.
Thanks, dispatcher. All clear inbound. 4006 out.
Now, I've intentionally parked this locomotive on a curve so I can more easily show you the features inside the cab as advertised. You can see the crew members there. It's the engineer on the right, and that was the fireman that you saw just a second ago. There's the flickering firebox effect, and you can clearly tell that it is illuminated in the cab. You can see there from that conveniently located smudge, there is in fact actually glass in the cab window. Alright, well, that only leaves us one final sound effect to go through, the shutdown and blowdown sequence.
See you next trip, 4006 out.
I would like to note that the blowdown sequence is a feature that can be utilized when operating in conventional mode. It requires the operator to install a 9-volt battery in the tender of the locomotive, and when the power is cut off at the end of running this engine, the power will stay on for a short amount of time. I can't remember exactly how long, but I know it doesn't exceed 10 seconds. And after a long enough period of inactivity and no power, the engine will automatically go through that blowdown sequence that you just heard when operating in conventional mode. Obviously, of course, in command control mode, I pushed my shutdown button on my controller. This engine was first offered by Lionel in this variation in 2008. I've had this engine since 2010. Yeah, 2010, 2011, somewhere in there. It's been in my collection for a good while. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it entertaining and helpful. Happy rail fanning, y'all.
This is UP 4006. I'm made up. Can I depart? Over.
Negative 4006, please stand by. Over.
Acknowledged. Waiting on a clear signal. 4006 out.
Union Pacific 4006, please stand by. Over.
Copy that. Standing by. 4006 out. This is UP 4006. Air test complete. Can I depart? Over.
Affirmative 4006, you may depart. Over.
Roger. Cleared outbound. 4006 out.